Yo, what's good? This is Casey for L King Self for Life Wrestling Takes, and you're now watching Casey for L Wrestling Takes Show. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Casey for L King Self for Life Wrestling Takes back at the building. Here to give you my honest take about everything that happened this weekend, from Smackdown, Rampage, Collision, and now here to give you my prediction video for Forbidden Door 2. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm being 100% with y'all, man. Because I do my rideshare business, I'm not here to watch the show live. So therefore, I'm not able to give you a thorough review of everything because I want to sit down. I want to be authentic. I don't want to just be spewing mumbo jumbo. I want to be able to make sure my words are authentic and you can understand everything I'm saying. But I'm just going to sum up. Smackdown. Listen, look. How do I say this without offending folk? Smackdown, listen, I was able to tolerate Smackdown, yet Smackdown had absolutely no direction. It had no direction whatsoever. It was just a bunch of bull jive just thrown together. You had a decent promo from the Usos. You had a somewhat subpar matchup with LA Knight and Rey Mysterio, but they was botching all over the place. The ladies with the tag team situation is just one big old joke. What the heck was Raquel and Liv Morgan being on SmackDown when they Raw girls? And isn't Raquel beefing for, or at least trying to go up for the main title? She was supposed to be in the women's Money in the Bank. Now she's being thrown back into the tag team title picture. You just totally just gonna ignore all of that? Like, what kind of sense does that make? That makes no type of sense. None. Roman wasn't there, so they wasn't able to build up on the bloodline storyline. You know, we just got Sheamus and Solo because Solo did what he did to Ridge Holland by thumbing him in the throat. Bianca basically being told to, quote unquote, being put in her place because y'all already know the script. I don't have to go into detail. I'm telling you, it's funny. Sheamus was allowed to get what he want, but for some reason, Bianca's not allowed to be ringside. Adam Pearce has barred her from ringside for Charlotte and Asuka's match. Asuka looked like a dang clown out there after she came out there trying to get into it with Charlotte after she had a garbage matchup, trying her best. She tried to carry Miss Alt-Right. Lacey Evans. It's not hitting. They don't even get me started with their garbage Grayson Waller crap with pretty garbage. And then they went against the trash street. Yes, I'm saying it. The Street Profits have turned into a complete joke. They're not the same cats who we got to know a couple of years ago. The Street Profits have turned into one of the biggest jokes in WWE. And whose fault is that? Look no further than the clowns that they work for. It's not their fault. And that was pretty much SmackDown. Like nothing. Absolutely nothing. I mean, y'all should be getting people hyped up. Now, here's the deal. I can't believe I'm saying this. Lafayette, Louisiana got a bad rep for a couple years ago when they went there for Monday Night Raw and had to be one of the worst crowds ever. They sat there and didn't make a single peep the entire episode. SmackDown, though, is jacked up as this episode was. They was making all the noise in the world, so that's a plus. That's a plus on them. So kudos for Lafayette, Louisiana for finally realizing that they was a terrible city to have a wrestling show. They said, no, this show might be trash, but we sure are going to make plenty of noise. Kudos to them. That was by far, to me, the best part of SmackDown, which was the crowd's reaction. Because they sure was loud. They was loud for dang near everything. That's SmackDown. Rampage, as I told y'all, we was there for the first 25 minutes. We left out right before the Acclaim came out. And after watching that show back, that was probably the worst part of the whole show. When Harley Carmen, or whatever her name is, came out there after they beat up some random Joe Schmoes, beat the brakes off of them, came out there trying to rap with Max Caster. And then next thing you know, Johnny Mundo, or as his new name is, Johnny Television, Johnny TV, has aligned himself with the QTV bunch. I said that was by far the worst segment. And for people who are going to come at me, this is not about the fact that, listen, the entire world knows Anthony Bowens is gay. Everybody know that. I was talking about Harley Carmen trying her best to rap. I was like, that was terrible. That was hot garbage. We saw that back. I said, thank God we got the heck up out of there before that foolishness happened. We weren't sticking around for that garbage because that was just straight trash. Straight trash. But all the outside of that, Sky Blue, she's in. She beat Anna Jay. She carried Anna Jay out. Listen, Anna Jay, man, I need Anna Jay to go back to the drawing board, and like I say, maybe she needs to get her body right or whatever. But Anna Jay just needs that one feud that's gonna elevate her to where she needs to be. But Sky Blue moves on in the Owen Hart Women's Tournament. She moves on to the second round. The first matchup, the 8-man tag team match with Swerve and them, that was great. That was a great opener. And then I told y'all about Adam Cole and MJF situation. So MJF pretty much got Adam Cole back. So Adam Cole is officially on the Forbidden Door page. He's on the Forbidden Door pay-per-view. He's got some rinky-dink match against some clown named Tom Lawler. Listen, man, you could have just saved this for Dynamite. I'm getting, listen, y'all know me. See, like I said, for the people who hate this company, and they always say AEW fans shill out for this company, y'all don't know about me. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. We are blowing up. This channel is blowing up, and I can't thank y'all cats for coming over here. Whether y'all coming over for cats who are affiliated with King Mike or whoever, I appreciate y'all coming through, man. Thank y'all so much. But I'm telling y'all, when it comes to discussing this AEW stuff, you want to hear somebody who's going to be fair. It's going to be fair, and it's going to critique the mess out of this company because I want the best, what's best for this company. But I'm getting ready to get on this case. When I talk about the predictions on all the matchups that's happening, you're going to hear me go in and say this because I say this all the time. It's too much. It really is. And a lot of times cats just get so, oh well, man, this is the New Japan show. This is for the indie marks and all. Listen, cool, it's for y'all. But look, some of us, man, listen, I'm excited. I'm still excited for the show. I am. But everybody and their mama just don't need to be on these shows. I don't give a care. Everybody and their mama don't need to be on these shows. But yeah, so he got him back. So Adam Cole going against some clown named Tom Lord. I think he was a UFC fighter or something like that. You could have just saved that for Dynamite. Save it for Dynamite, man. Or put it on, do something. Like But yeah, but like I said, outside of that, I thought that was pretty cool to see MJF officially on Rampage for the first time in his life. Great. The main event, we got Jungle Boy Jack Perry against my man Dookie. I think that's his name, Dookie or Dookie or something like that. It was a good main event. But the whole point was the crowd's reaction to Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy was getting booed the whole time. They was rooting for Dookie, or Dookie, whatever his name is. They was rooting for him. They was rooting for my mans. And Jungle Boy was acting heelish before he's supposed to turn. Everybody in the mama know he's supposed to turn heel. Everybody in the mama know he's supposed to turn heel. Everybody. But Jungle Boy ended up beating the brakes off of Dookie. Then Sonata, who cats don't know. I don't know who Sonata is. I just found out who Sonata was this year when I heard he won the IWPG World Heavyweight Championship. And people was talking about Sonata finished his story, but Cody still wasn't able to finish his story. Sonata, one thing about Sonata, the boy looked clean. He came out there with a purple blue suit. Looked good. Looked real good. Him and Jungle Boy got into it. Jungle Boy was like, growling. I'm like, man, Jungle Boy, listen, we know you turn the heel tonight. Not right now. Once you turn heel at the show, it's going to be a moment. And I hope Taz is calling the match. I hope he is calling the match. Collision. So, week 2 of the Collision show. So, a lot of people want to know, hey, Sel, what you feel about it? I seen a lot of people online. This episode got mixed reviews. I think 80% of the fan base said that this was a very good episode. And the other 20% said that this was kind of a subpar episode. It was like, me, I'm in the middle. I think this was a 50-50 episode. Last week was by far great because you were sitting like, boom, you're setting the standard on what you expect fans to expect from you. This week, I think they was leaning more towards the fact that they was in Toronto and they were trying their best to tie in Forbidden Door. I'm going to be 1,000% with you. Collision already, just the vibe of Collision just feels better than the vibe of Dynamite. But I still think last week's episode was 100% better. I like that pre-promo before the show. That was pretty good. I like that. Everybody had the opportunity to spew what they had to spew between the 4 teams. Ricky Starks, CM Punk, FTR, Jay White, Juice Robinson, and the Guns. Everybody got an opportunity to spew what they knew to spew. I liked it. Real good. Then we came in right on the jump. We got Jericho and Minoru Suzuki. I'm forgive me for pronouncing the boy name. Suzuki. That's how he says his name. No Sami Zayn. No Sammy Guevara. Man, I'm telling you, everybody got the same freaking name in these rest of the companies. No Sammy Guevara. And that story right there, I like that. He even mentioned, he said that man is at home getting his self together, whatever. You know, obviously we're going to make magic tomorrow. Well, he said they last night, but tonight. He said, so if Sting and Dark can get their behinds out here, they claim that, you know, they got somebody that I've fought in the past or all this. Now, it was a lot of people that was speculating that old clown Oldberg was around the corner. Oldberg is coming, ladies and gentlemen. Whether fools like myself want him or not, Oldberg is coming. Oldberg is coming, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to be at All In. We're going to get the matchup between him and Warlow. It's going to happen. It's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Sting and Darby came out, and they introduced Naito. And I remember Naito. Naito was a serious deal. For the people who are not familiar with Naito, listen, I don't watch New Japan like that. So you're talking to somebody who is familiar with Naito, but I'm not familiar with Naito. Okay? So I'm not one of these indie marks that know everything that boy did, but I know that him and Jericho fought at the Terror Dome or at the Tokyo Dome or whatever. When he got in that ring, even Suzuki looked spooked. Both of them looked spooked when he got in that ring, and that crowd in Toronto went completely ape. They went ham. I'm telling you, man. I thought the segment was gold. I thought it was pretty good. So then, right off the jump, after them, we got the first matchup. Now, I've got to remember, give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second, because I'm coming right back to go over all these matches that they got on the card. Give me one moment. One moment, ladies and gentlemen, because I just want to talk about the matchups that we got on Collision. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so I talked about that. Okay, yep, just talked about all that, talked about that. So then right off the jump, we get Swerve versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. Now, yes, this is what I wanted to talk about. All right. Swerve carried this match, ladies and gentlemen. Swerve carried this matchup. Tanahashi ain't got it no more, ladies and gentlemen. He ain't got it no more. The man was botching all over the place. He ain't got it no more. And it makes me wonder, when MJF get in this ring, MJF gonna have to work. He got to work triple overtime. Triple. To get a decent match out this man. I'm glad they're kicking the show off. Man, Swerve looked great though. Listen, Swerve got one of the greatest kicks out of this world. When he kick you across your head, I'm surprised he don't get nobody no freaking concussion. He got one of the craziest leg drop kicks or whatever. Listen, Swerve did what he had to do. The best part of this whole matchup was whatever Swerve was doing. Now, you knew Swerve had to lose, obviously. You knew because Tanahashi had to look good going into it's not the main event, but going into his matchup with MJF for the AEW World Championship. Like I said, Tanahashi was botching all over the place. I was like, man, he ain't got it no more, man. After this matchup with him and MJF, he might have to call it a career. I'm sorry. He just might have to call it a career. I was like, man, kudos to Swerve, because Swerve made chicken poop out of chicken salad with this matchup. He truly did. He really did, man. And it makes me just take my hair off and be like, Tony Khan, when are we going to pursue Swerve as one of your guys? Especially for us. How many times we get on here? I get on here all the time because y'all know me. I keeps it 100%. You know how much I go in on Triple H when they book us over there. So what you think? I'm going to sit up here and I give Tony Khan a pay? Oh, heck no. Heckly no. Swerve he's a legit cat. This man is on fire right now. You need to do something with this man. Quit just having him just doing all these random clown matches that don't mean nothing. And we got to get this storyline over with between him and Keith. I don't know what Tony Khan waiting on. We got to get this trash done. Get this storyline done so both of these cats can move on to something bigger and better. Because Swerve showed you he deserves to be in this company. He deserves to be a top player, not a mid-card level player. I don't give a care what these idiots online that constantly say, oh, Swerve's a mid-card guy. No, he's not. He's been stuck in the mid-card because it's the clowns that book him. It's the circus clowns that book him. That's the reason why he's stuck in the mid-card. This matchup alone by himself, he carried this match. Now, that is a testament to this dude. The man, Swerve, is getting over, ladies and gentlemen. People was wondering, how the heck is this thug gimmick or whatever? How the heck is he going to find a way to get this gimmick over with Prince? Nah. Swerve, have you noticed, he's been building relationships with so many different cats. Now he got the United Empire on his side now. He already got Prince Nana's boys with him, so now he got the United. Swerve is building a mini empire, and cats is like, they overlooking it. They are overlooking it because of how he's being booked, and I understand why you feel that way. I feel upset too, because I know Swerve should be involved in something 100% better. He should be involved in something 100% better, but he had to go out here and he carried this man to a great match. Carol was saying, whose house? Swerve's house. He's over, but it's trying to get to that next level. And Tony Khan, you got some big time shoes. You got some big time work to do, bro. But Swerve lost. Tanahashi won. So as soon as the match was done, MJF popped up. So the song was going off. I said, oh snap, he coming out, right? Do 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 do. Listen, man, that song go in. Somebody said that he sampled 50 Cent in them song. G-Unit I don't know what track G-Unit and them had, but they said that's the G-Unit track. That part right there, that do-do-do. Somebody tell me, whatever, like I said, if y'all used to listen to G-Unit and them, tell me what song is that by G-Unit, because MJF and them sampled G-Unit for his theme song, because that part I seen somebody said, yo, they said MJF got that straight from 50 Cent. He got on. Hey buddy. You thought I was coming out here to be with these scums out here in Toronto? Oh, you crazy as that? He said, look here, you already look like crap, and I'm gonna make more crap out of you tomorrow night. I shouldn't even really be doing this, but out of pleasantness of my heart, we're gonna go on first, and I'm gonna embarrass you behind. He truly is. Now, all I ask, both men come out 100%. Matter of fact, I pray tonight. I don't want nobody getting hurt, because injuries, I don't know, man. Injuries just mess up everything. I tell y'all every day. I know. Listen to me carefully. I don't give a crap what company a wrestler is involved in. I just want them to go out there, do a good match, come out 100% whole. Now, you might have a couple of bruises and bumps or whatever. Hey, that comes with the territory. I just don't want you tearing your ACL or tearing your tricep or breaking your foot, breaking your ankle, or who knows what. I don't want concussions. I want cats to come out 100%. Now, Tanahashi do be hit hard, though. Because if you paid any attention, even though Swerve was carrying the match, Tanahashi was getting a couple of licks in. You feel me? But I just want cats to come out whole. I'm serious. I'm telling you, man, I don't care what company out. When WWE get ready to go to London, I want them to go out there in London, put on a good show, and then come on back safe. That is my game. So out here in Toronto tonight, I want these cats to do work, every single one of them, the men and the women. I want them all to do work, and I all want them to come back 100% when they return back to America. Yeah, he told that clown, hold on, y'all. I hate when my computer does that goofy stuff. He told that clown, he said, look, you a bum, and I'm going to make ends meet of you. That's exactly what he going to do. So then we get this situation right here. Ladies and gentlemen, for the second straight week, Andrade stole the show again. Andrade this time did work with my main man, Brody King. Brody King and Andrade. Ladies and gentlemen, the storyline is set. Whenever Roosh and Princeton Vance and Jose get back, we must do the trios championship match between LFL and House of Black. We need it, because Andrade is out here on a bum shoulder putting on work. Brody King and Andrade did their thing. Andrade, even though Brody King was kicking his tail the whole match, Andrade was hanging in there doing work, doing all kind of crazy stuff. Julia's sitting out there trying her best to stay in character, but she was just all anarchy. She was all over the place and trying to, just cartoon comedy act foolishness going on. Brody King couldn't get the job done. He couldn't. You would think Brody King would do his finisher where he would put Andrade, hang him outside of the ring and choke the mess out of him, right? He couldn't get it done. So guess what? Buddy Matthews came out of nowhere, basically caused Brody King. That's saying something, ladies and gentlemen. That's saying that the House of Black might just be scared of Andrade by himself. He don't even have nobody right now. The rest of them boys is out. Roosh, first of all, congratulations to Roosh. He just gave birth to his baby girl. Congratulations to him. And Princeton Vance, I don't know what the clown he doing. Jose, I don't even know where he at. So the fact that his backup is not even there right now, and Andrade is actually got the house. Think about this. The House of Black is full of satanic, demonic clowns, because that's all they got. Now, I still don't know why Malachi Black still run around here with half blackface. Don't understand that. We'll never understand that. But the fact that Andrade got all of them clowns spooked by himself, and they the ones that's supposed to be going around spooking folk. He got Julia looking scared. Buddy Matthews coming out here trying to help Brody King, but he's screwing him over. I'm like, y'all afraid of Andrade? Y'all afraid of? And then so the fact that they took his mask, that's what the whole point of. She took his mask and lifted up above him and all that crazy stuff. I'm like, man, I'm telling y'all, man, listen. I need the matchup. Give me LFL versus the House of Black for the trios match. Matter of fact, soon they get back. You book that stuff on Collision, and that better be the main event. I'm sorry. I know CM Punk constantly keep getting in the main event, but I'm telling you, after a while, CM Punk won't need to have the main event. You book that as your main event. The trios championship title picture seems to be focusing more on TNT. So if that's the case, set up the matchup. Whenever them clowns get back, set that match. We need it. Because I know if Andrade is having bangers with both Brody King and Buddy Matthews by himself, imagine the rest of those clowns come through. And you know they going to hit hard. So after the matchup, all you see is Malachi Black putting his goofy face up in front of the screen, laughing, and then he disappeared. So obviously the storyline is continuing. We need them boys back. When they get back, we need to do the matchup. We need to do the matchup. It's not even funny no more. They got my full attention with this. I know some people like, man, what the heck are they doing? I agree. The trios champions still look like bums because technically they have lost twice. Andrade has beaten 2/3 of the trios champions by himself. Let that sink in, ladies and gentlemen. Malachi Black is next. We get that matchup. We get now. If you remember, these two used to beef in NXT, and they had bangers. So you do know we getting Malachi Black versus Andrade, and more than likely, it's probably gonna be next week on Collision. So notice, Keeper be always crying. They don't do story. Well, they're trying. They're trying, and you know what? I can get behind it. I don't like my champions losing a non-title match. I'll never be a fan of that. But they're trying to keep some storylines going. They're trying. I give them props on that. But that was that segment. So, but once again, Andrade, and this time with Brody King, stole the show for me. They freaking stole the show. That match was great. So then, after that, we got, let's see. Make sure, let me see where, where's his promo at? Because let me see his promo. Did his promo pop up? Is it towards the end of the show? The Redeemer. Because I want to make sure I didn't miss that. Like, give me 1 second, y'all. So make sure I didn't miss the Redeemer stuff. Oh, that was at the beginning. Yeah, I sure did. I forgot to talk about it. So Miro pretty much denounced his God because he said, with you, I lost everything. But he said, I don't need you anymore. He said, I'm ruthless and I'm finna put myself back as the one. He said, I'm Miro and he's godless or something like that. Promo was decent, man. It makes me want to see more of this. Like I said, I don't care about all this, antichrist crap. I ain't down with all that. But the promo was pretty good. Pretty solid promo. Thought it was pretty dope. So then, like I said, just talked about all that. So then we get Christian Cage and Tony Schiavone and Luchasaurus. Now, the storyline with this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is the fact that even though Lucha is the champion, Christian is acting like he is the champion. Now listen, this is no disrespect to the Hall of Famer himself. No disrespect. But ladies and gentlemen, if you had to compare who's been killing it in a role as a past day prime, look no further than Christian Cage. This man has been on a roll. Edge was doing something, but he just been in and out and ain't really doing too much. Christian, on the other hand, has been killing his role. This was a perfect, matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, this is my favorite part of the whole show. This was my favorite part. When Tony Schiavone asked him all what he asked him, he said, and the fans was cheering him, this is the man who would take fans cheering him and make them instantly boo him. He said, when I left Chicago, I was miserable. And then he said, when I came back home, I was even more miserable. And he pretty much said, listen, we're done with open challenges. When he said that, I said, thank you. We are now finna make the TNT title relevant again. That's what we want. We want this title to mean something. It's been the biggest joke. After when Cody Rhodes left, the TNT title turned into the biggest joke. Like I said, Miro had one of the best runs. But then when Cody got it and he left and he gave it to Sammy, that's when it went downhill. It ain't been the same since because they've been hot-potatoing that thing so much. When Christian said open challenges for the TNT championship are over, cats are going to have to earn a shot against Luchasaurus. I said, that is what I'm talking about. This what makes that championship that much more prestigious because of what he said. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the major reason why heels winning championships mean everything. They mean everything because it's best for the babyface to chase. It does not mean to put the championship on the babyface immediately. This is what I wanted them to do with Will Hobbs, but obviously TK got something else going on with Will Hobbs, and we'll get to Will Hobbs in a minute. But I thought this segment was gold. He said, ain't nobody coming after us. We're not going to have no freaking open challenges. Y'all clowns are going to have to earn a spot to go against Luchasaurus. And he called in the shots. Ladies and gentlemen, when it comes down for Luchasaurus to lose, it's going to come down between a tug of war of power. Between who's hosting that championship. Luchasaurus is going to realize that the cat that he has been entrusted with his whole being has been manipulating him this whole time. That's what the whole storyline is going to come down to. And I can't wait for it, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot wait. This was the best freaking promo on the whole show. I loved everything that man said. That man was in his bag. Christian Cage was in his bag, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I'm talking about. This was excellent. You cannot tell me this was not great. This was excellent, ladies and gentlemen. So then this was good too. They ran down a promo with all the men that's in the Owen Hart tournament thing, and everybody got an opportunity to say what they had to say. I loved everything what everybody said. Everybody pretty much pitched a tit on why they're gonna win. Perfect. No hate against it. I thought this was perfect. It was like, phew. See, let me tell y'all something. I know a lot of people wasn't really feeling this show. But let me tell you something. I like the vibe and I like how things are flowing. You see, look, every episode is not going to be, blow away. But what I can tolerate is if the episode is good and if things are flowing, you might have 2 matches that may be off. But if everything is flowing, you got yourself a good show. That's what I was wishing that Smackdown could have gave me. Smackdown was tolerable, but the show was all over the place. And Rampage did not need that trash with Harley Cameron and Anthony Bowens and Max Caster. And I know they found a way to bring in Johnny TV, but that segment was terrible. That was one of the worst. And I seen fools online talk about that was great. No, y'all just y'all bull jiving. All you fools is hopping online saying that this segment was great on Rampage. You're bull jiving. You're full of crap. You know dang well that was some bull jive. Stop playing. Stop playing. That was some utter bull jive. Terrible segment. One of the worst segments I've ever. Listen, you thought the Black B from when Daniel, I forgot his last name, the mouth of the UFC stuff, the one of the MMA guy who was doing all the talking for Sky and them and All Ego Page. Him and Brandy Rose segment was one of the worst segments I've ever seen in AEW TV. That segment took the cake. As much as I couldn't stand Brandy basically disrespecting herself, calling herself a black female dog, which is listen, ladies and gentlemen, how many times I tell you, y'all hear me? I told you, I'm the only dude in the IWC that don't curse. I'm the only one. The only words that may sound offensive, I may call somebody as a coon. That's about it. That's it. But outside of that, you never gonna hear me say the B word or MF this or A that. Or I don't, because I got too much respect for people. I got so much. The most offensive thing, like I said, outside of coon, calling somebody coon, I call people clowns all the time. I'll call you a clown straight up, But cursing is just not my thing, man. It just feels like when you curse somebody, it's like, I know you're trying to get your point across because you think you have to sound cool and all that stuff, but to me, you just sound whack. I'm like I say, this is no disrespect to anybody that's in the IWC that do this type of stuff, but just cussing trying to get your you ain't got to curse to get your point across. Just like you don't have to curse and disrespect yourself, because that's exactly what Brandy Rose did, trying to get a pop. Talk about, well, you're a black belt, well, I'm a black belt. That was terrible. That was one of the worst segments ever. And then Harley Carmen coming out here trying to rap. No, man, that was terrible. That brought the vibe of Rampage all the way down. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Terrible TV. And you had the nerve to air that on television. I'm glad we got the hiccup out of there. I said, oh no. We just wanted to see the first match, and I just wanted to see what Adam Cole and MJF had to say. That was it. And like I said, I thought the main event between Dookie and Jungle Boy was great. But and then, like I said, Sky Blue did what she did against Anna Jay, you know. But now, let's get back to business. Now we got the second matchup with the women. This time is Nyla Rose and Willow Nightingale. Willow Nightingale, another woman who cats be hating on. They hate on this girl because they think she's Bayley 2.0. Yes, you know who I'm talking to. Y'all fools be hating on this woman all day because, look here, I call her the wrestling version of Lizzo, and ain't got the fact that she's big. She look exactly like Lizzo in the face. Every time I see her, she just a lighter skinned version of Lizzo. It ain't got nothing to do with her size. She look like her in the face. I'm not trying to disrespect her because of her size or anything, but I'm telling you right now, Willow Nightingale's the one. People can hate on this girl all they want. You hate on her all you want. This girl has got it. Now, when she got in the ring with Nyla Rose, we all know how Nyla Rose move. Don't nobody need to talk about Nyla Rose and how Nyla Rose move. But when it came to this particular matchup, this was a very weak match. Willow Nightingale, they had to carry the whole match. Normally, Nyla Rose can go. Nyla Rose can hang in there. But specifically, I don't know. Willow Nightingale was doing all the carrying. I don't know what it was, but I guess it was just a carry show for us today. I mean, first we had Swerve carrying Tanahashi, and now we got Willow Nightingale carrying Nyla Rose. And I mean, this is the right outcome. Ain't no way in the world you're gonna have Nyla Rose in it. I mean, come on. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, Nyla Rose is just enhancement talent. That's what Nyla Rose has turned into. Nyla Rose has not done anything of significance as of late. Nyla Rose has not done anything as significant as of late. There's no disrespect to Nyla Rose, but Nyla Rose hasn't done like in a long time. But it's like Nyla Rose is just enhancement talent. That's it. Willow Nightingale wins. She's heading home. She's moving to the second round. This time around, though, right afterwards, who come out of nowhere? As expected, Tony Storm and crew. Saraya made her epic return on TV. She's back. Ruby Soho, they all out there acting like they finna do something. And then whose music goes off? My girl, Sky Blue, came out of the woodwork. She had her little chair like she was finna do something, and they just arguing back and forth like, you ain't gonna do nothing, you ain't do nothing, you ain't doing That's exactly what they was doing. Just arguing back and forth, bickering and all that. Look like some schoolgirls, like they in high school or something. But that's the story, ladies and gentlemen, and we all know what's finna happen tonight. Willow Nightingale is gonna get beat. Now I expect this matchup to bang. Because Tony Storm is great. Tony Storm is excellent. Listen, man, I'm one of the dudes that when she was in NXT, then she moved up to the main roster. You looking at a man that was very no with Tony Storm. People was like, oh, she need a change. For some reason, I didn't see it. I didn't see what we're getting today. Maybe it was just the fact that she just needed a change environment or something like that. Because when she was in the E, I didn't care about her babyface run. I didn't care about her heel run. I didn't care about none of that. This Tony Storm, on the other hand, though, is on another level, ladies and gentlemen. She is on another level, and I respect everything that she brings to the table. This matchup coming up, even though we know Willow is losing, and I hate champions versus champion, Willow Nightingale ain't winning. She not. Tony Storm is retaining that championship. I told you, it's only one girl that's going to beat Tony Storm. And when she get that shoulder get together, at All In, baby, oh my goodness. Tony Storm and Jamie are going to bang. I'm telling you. But we got a long time before we get there. But that was that segment. So, but like I said, the matchup, Willow did everything in her power to carry Nyla. But it is what it is on that. So, we get an interview from Scorpion Scott. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna be 100% with y'all right now. It's like 80% of the IWC and wrestling fan as a whole have fallen off of Scorpion Scott. Now, some of that may be on racial terms, while the other half just say they just don't feel like they relate towards him, and they just feel like he just doesn't have the charisma and all that stuff. I'm going to be 100% with you. 80% of that blame goes to Tony Khan. Now, I know he said that he was the first one half of the first AEW tag team champions. Then he said he was a 2-time TNT champion, which both flopped. They both flopped. I'm serious. And whose fault was that? Tony Khan. Promo that he cut, though, right here. He said he watched the video that made his accomplishment. He said it made him feel good, but when he finally got his big break in wrestling, he wasn't ready for it. But he reintroduced us to himself, one of the first faces of the revolution. That's what he also mentioned. He accomplished a lot while being in the shadow of his true self, but now he's back, and we're going to find out who he really is. Well, Tony Khan and Scorpion Sky, this is the final try with my man Scorpion Sky. This is the final try. Scorpion Sky has the package, I believe, to be. Listen, I talk about Will Hobbs being the first. Scorpion Sky, if you get behind him, if Tony and the crew get behind Scorpion Sky, you can turn him into a major star. I don't watch his video because listen, I don't watch everything my brother does. Now I was in his chat on Friday. He was cutting up because that's what he does. He just straight cut up. My main man King Michael said that Scorpion Sky is legit. I saw it, and he's right. But you got to look at the food that's booking him. It's Tony Khan. This is part 3. This is the final strike. If he strikes out, that's it. That's it. And Scorpion Sky, the 20% is on him. Scorpion Sky, bro, you do whatever you need to do to get yourself over. I think what made him great when he was in the tag team was that stuff he used to say. It was over. I remember when he was with Kazarian and Christopher Daniels. This is everybody would say it. No matter what state he go to, no matter what city he would go to, this is the worst town I've ever been to. And the fans would get behind him. He was over. That stick he had. He might have to reincorporate that. I don't know how maybe he said this is the best. I don't know. I have no clue. But this is part 3. This is the last time. This is it. Scorpion Sky don't succeed after this. We might have to cut. We had to. Because I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of it. The frustration level I have with him not being booked right and fans just saying they don't see it. I'm tired of that foolishness. I'm tired of it because I see the foolishness way too much. And I can say a whole bunch of that had to do with you know what. Listen, I want my man to be booked right. That's all I ask. I want him to be presented as somebody who matters. That's all we ask. Why you think I go so hard for the cats that favor me? I do this because I want to see us succeed. And I don't know buck dancing foolishness that we get over in the E all day. All the shucking and jiving that go down in the E. When you got circus clowns like Booker T, you be sitting up there talking about shucky ducky quack quack all day. Come on now. What kind of grown man you know sitting around here talking about some doggone shucky ducky quack quack? You know you got some butter biscuits that's around the corner. You got to go grab them. I'm like, man. But like I say, it's all about the booking. And then like I say, this right here, this cat right here, Powerhouse Hobbs annihilates Jeremy Prophet. He murders this man. I mean, he got one of the best spine buster power bombs in the game. He does it so effortlessly. I'm like, man, we got three brothers was featured on this show. Swerve, Sky, Hobbs, my bad, 4, Ricky. Man, Keith Lee, think about that. 5. You know, everybody be always talking about we got all these other cats out here. We got 5 black dudes that if Tony Khan decide to get behind them, these brothers could be presented as mighty AEW World Heavyweight Champions if pushed right. Keith Lee, Swerve, Sky, Ricky, Powerhouse Hobbs. Man, I wouldn't even complain a day in my life if I got an opportunity to see these 5 brothers eventually win the AEW World Championship and have a great run, by the way. Just like cats want to see Sammy Guevara win it. Just like cats can't wait to, heck, some people want to see Adam Hangman Page get another shot. So many people love when Moxley won the championship. I mean, certain people won't see CM Punk to get that thing back. I mean, how many cats? I mean, I'm just going out. People want Jay White to win that thing. I mean, think about that, man. You got 8. Look at that. I just named all these cats that, if pushed right, will make great champions. No matter what they look like, man. That's where I'm going. If y'all listen to how I talk like this because I want us all to eat and mean something. I don't want it to be disingenuous like how we get over there in Connecticut. Man, Hobbs murdered. He demolished this cat. I mean, he beat him like he stole his money. Look at the Hobbs booking is like he took his frustration over the booking that he's been presented on this young man. Jeremy Prophet stood no chance. He stood no chance. I was like, man, if we can just keep this thing going. Make Hobbs, like I said, if you want to keep pushing Hobbs as this devious heel, you got to make him devious, man. It ain't that difficult, man. That's why I say cats be getting twisted. They get it twisted. I'm like, look, if you want to push somebody as a heel, okay, make them devious. If you want to push somebody as a babyface, okay, make them joyful. Make them where you want to get behind them. Make them where they, listen, look here, because a lot of people always automatically go, when it's somebody black, they got to be a circus clown. No, they do not. They don't have to always be a clown. They don't have to always be a thug. They don't have to always be a rapper. They don't have to always be playing basketball. They don't have to always be boxing. Listen, just make us feel genuine. That's it. You ain't hearing this on nobody else's podcast. Maybe King Mike may touch on it. He may listen. King Mike, the way how King Mike do things, it come off like it's harsh because that's what he do. That's his nation. I'm a part of the nation too. But when you listen to his live streams and you hear how he does it because that's his way. And I ain't got he do what he got to do over there. But I'm telling you right here, when it comes to the cats that look like us, all we ask is just make us feel that we matter. Just make us feel like, okay, yeah, okay, I'm getting behind this cat. Do you see how quick cats got behind Juice Robinson that fast? I'm about to talk about the main event because the main event is coming up after this. Cats got behind Juice Robinson like 1, 2, 3. Cats got behind Jay White. The guns are over like the fact that everybody loved this new interest that they got. But you see, because they had time to develop. They had time. They was on here. Cats was like, all right. And listen, when they first started, the guns were jokes. They were complete jokes. But they had to work on everybody. They got time to develop. Cats got behind them. Look at where they are right now. You aligned yourself with Juice Robinson and Jay White. Come on now. Come on. I'm telling you. So we get the main event. CM Punk, FTR, Ricky Starks versus Bullet Club Gold and the Guns. But you might as well just call them all Bullet Club Gold because after the matchup, the Guns and them all did the little gun thing. So they all in. Bullet Club Gold is now a 4-man stable. That is Jay White. That's Colton Gunn, Austin Gunn, and Juice Rock Hard Robinson. Ladies and gentlemen, this main event, I thought this was fantastic. And listen, the reaction from because I have not spoke on it because I know people want to know when are you going to touch it. Yes. So before I talk about this matchup, on the debut of Collision, after the show went off the air, there was a fan who I'm assuming was a part of the and I know this is look, first and foremost, if there is anybody who is a part of this community that is subscribed to me, do not take this as I'm being disrespectful or anything. Listen to where I'm about to come from. So there's a young man, a grown man, who had a sign that had said protect trans youth rights or some stuff like that. And him, Punk, and FTR was in the ring and they was flashing the sign up and all that stuff. So it got wind, it went all over social media, and it caused the serious divide. Now, first of all, Fools already hates that CM Punk is back anyway. So now the fact that he's doing this, there's a lot of people who do not roll that way. Now, when I say roll that way, I'm talking about they're not down with that stuff, that lifestyle, all that stuff. But it's the whole trans youth thing that got so many people like up in arms. I mean, a whole lot of people say they ain't ready to boycott AEW because Why the heck are you going to constantly keep doing stuff like this? Now, here's the deal. If you are an adult and you live that way and that's how you get down, by all means, do what you got to do in your bedroom. But the moment that you start trying to involve children, that's when we have a serious problem. King Mike went in on the situation and he had every right to feel the way he did. He said that he don't even really want to talk about Punk and them because that's what they want to keep pushing. And it's an agenda. And it's really, truly is an agenda. This is an agenda. Now, I may lose some hardcore AEW heads that probably roll that way or they support that stuff and all that nonsense. Let me tell you something. At the end of the day, now let me go here because see, we talk about this, we talk about the problem, but we never want to talk about what the solution is. This is where somebody like me come into the picture. So the solution, this is the same solution to every other issue that we got going on in this planet. We're living in a fallen society, ladies and gentlemen. We all failed way back in the beginning. What I'm talking about with Adam and Eve. The moment that we ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, sin entered to the world. Nothing happened when we touched the tree or touched the fruit. Because see, that's when the enemy was causing the deception. See, Adam knew better. It was Eve. Nothing happened when she ate. It's the moment that she gave the fruit to Adam, and he bit it. And for people who want to know, it's not an apple. The Bible never said anything about it being an apple, so it was not an apple. So we cut that foolishness out. The moment he ate into that fruit, all of this cartoon comedy act buffoonery, from the shucking and jiving, racism, the disease, this pedophilia clown crap, the cussing, just sin in general. It does not matter what it is. Sex out of marriage, pornography, polygamy, bestiality, disease, heartache, poverty, people killing each other for absolutely no reason, self-hatred. I mean, you just go down the list. All of that was in that, because he said the day that you eat from this tree, you're surely going to die. Now, the Lord never created mankind. God never made us so that we can beef with one another. He never made us so that we can kill one another. He never made us so we can die. The Lord created us so we can live for eternity with him. But the moment that we ate from that tree, the relationship was cut off and man had to be kicked out. So now God got a brand new plan. It's the plan of salvation. It's where he comes down here as, now listen, he's fully God, but he's fully man. He has to take on a body because at the beginning he said, he gave the earth to man. So now it's in Satan's clutch. Satan is the God of this world. That's why the Bible says that great dragon, the devil himself, has deceived the whole world. People like CM Punk and people who are pushing this agenda or whatever have been deceived. They have been heavily deceived, ladies and gentlemen. They have been heavily deceived, and they need to return back to the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And I ain't talking about no garbage Triple H. I'm talking about Elohim. I'm talking about Jesus Christ. And I ain't talking about no white dude. So people want to sit up here and start trying to put the picture up. No. People need to return back to him. That's the only answer we're going to get. But until then, you're going to constantly see stuff like this being pushed upon you. Heavily agenda stuff, because it's an agenda. And that's the part of AEW I do not like. I don't like it, ladies and gentlemen. So for people who want to sit up here and call me a homophobe or transphobe or all of that, you can cut that foolishness out, because let me tell you something. With the stuff that I do, I pick up all these people all the time. And I just love on them people all the time. I don't never be disrespectful and say, hey, get out of my car. None. I don't do that. My job, I got to take them from point A to point B as safe as possible. I don't give a care what you look like. I don't care what your preference. I don't care none of all that. But I'm just telling you right now, with this going on, with all of the foolishness that you see, with the distraction that we got with that submarine crap, I ain't pay that one iota attention. The entire unfortunately, clowns in the IWC, but the entire internet, people on Twitter, was constantly talking about those clowns that was in that submarine that lost their lives. I'm like, dude, why the heck do we care about some freaking billionaires that were retarded for going down there when they know that submarine they had, the technology was weak? It's stupid, ladies and gentlemen. This is why I say we're living in a fallen society. See, this people not gonna go this far in the IWC. This is what, if people want to come in, you want to hear the real truth, come over here, because I'm gonna go there. I'm going there. Oh, people thought I was just gonna sit. No, I said I'm gonna give you a solution. See, the solution is, now here's another thing too. CM Punk's an atheist. He's an atheist. He's a flat out atheist. So most atheists are going to flow with that. And they think what they're doing is right. Like I said, if you are a grown person and that's your preference, you do what you got to do. But I'm just telling you right now, you do not have to continue to keep trying to force. And so, you know what somebody gonna say? Well, look what you're doing. You're trying to force the God. No, we're not. I'm just sharing it with you. I'm sharing the gospel with you. But what you're doing is an agenda that you're pushing. You're pushing a satanic agenda on kids that kids don't even know who they are at the time. Now you're trying to force this sexual nonsense. No, cut the foolishness out. So apparently, the cat that got into it with Sean Ross Sapp, Billy, I don't know how to say his name. He made a shirt with CM Punk picture on there. It said pedophile and with the E, but with CM Punk doing the X on it. Well, apparently CM Punk is suing his behind. You know what? Let me tell you something. It is what it is on that. Now, dude didn't have to make that shirt. I know what he was trying to do. He was trying to say, well, CM Punk, when you do that, you're pretty much aligning yourself. Because I know it's going to be... Listen, this may be the one video that made people catch people's attention for all the wrong reasons. Because, like I said, people was wondering, like, yo, when are you going to say... Listen, I wanted to talk about it before, but I said I just didn't have the opportunity to get up here and actually sit down and be authentic on that situation. I wanted to come on here and I wanted to get my thoughts together about the situation, but I also wanted to give a solution. The solution to all of this foolishness that we're seeing. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's racism. I don't care if it's poverty. I don't care if it's this foolishness that I'm talking about right now. The answer is Christ. Because we're living in a fallen society. We are living in a fallen society. Mankind fail. And because we fail, all of this foolishness that we see, slavery, all of that. That's why when you see cats like Tariq Nasheed and others who are pushing heavily for reparation, it's because it's a debt that's old. It's old. It's old. Okay? With everything that's going on, with all of this foolishness that's going on, we got to return back to where we came from. But we can't, because we can't see it. So what I'm talking about may go over so many people's heads because you're trying to fathom it with your head knowledge. You cannot understand the things of God with your head, ladies and gentlemen. This is a kingdom thing. A kingdom of God thing. This ain't got nothing to do with no freaking religion. So when people go, I don't want to hear see nothing about no religion. This ain't got I ain't talking about no religion. Because see, religion was man-made. Religion is of the enemy. Satan controls religion. Okay? He controls religion. All of this foolishness that we see all day long, clowns coming on here talk, heck, wrestling to a stake is a freaking religion. We watch this stuff religiously. We talk about it religiously. It's a freak. It's a listen. You get why Drew. You see where I'm going, right? Man, I had to go there. I got off track because I said it. People was asking me like, when are you going to address? I addressed it. So you got me to go off track. I went off track. I addressed it. So it's going to be people that's going to be talking. Hey, listen, if you clip it, if I get ridiculed, oh well, I don't give a crap no more. Time is out, ladies and gentlemen, for people who associate with me and are born again believers. You hear me right now. There is going to come a time where you who profess Christ, you will be ridiculed. I don't care. It does not matter what you look like. Don't matter if you black, white, green, blue. Don't matter. It don't matter what denomination you rep. If you profess to be a Christian, they coming for you. They are coming, just like I can say how everybody be always saying they be coming against black folk all the time. They coming against real blood bought Christians. I'm talking about people that's born again for real. And I ain't talking about people that's on this extra foolishness, because there has been a lot of people who profess to be of Christ and have done a lot of demonic stuff, like these idiots who profess to be Christians but are straight up white supremacists. You hear me right now? That ain't Christianity. That's some straight up satanic bull jive. That's some satanic bull jive I don't want to hear, because the Lord told us to walk in love those. He said, love your brother. He said, love your neighbor. That's not walking in love. If you speak ill will against somebody that don't look like you and you claim to be a born again believer, you can miss me with all that nonsense. You can miss me. I ain't trying to hear that. I ain't trying to hear, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not, because I see it all day. I see it, and it come from both sides. It come from the hardcore liberals and it come from the hardcore conservatives. I see it. I see it. Like I said, people want to know. I'm like, I don't get down with none of that stuff, because all that stuff is controlled. I'm telling you, we living in a controlled society because the enemy is the king of this world. That's why stuff like this gets people tripped up. This is the type of stuff I'm talking about. You're not going to hear this on nobody else's podcast. I'm trying to tell you. I know there's going to be people that's going to dip out and going to leave. So be it. But we can't hide no more. Believers can't hide anymore. Hiding is out the door. We can't hide anymore. If you profess to be the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, you got to speak up and speak out. And you got to make up what side you rolling with. So I knew that when this situation came up, I was like, man, I hate that it's the guy who is helping this company, because with him being back, it just boosts this company so much. And I'm talking about him as a wrestler. I ain't talking about all the other shenanigans and all. I'm not talking about that. But with him being back, because this main event, I thought this was a great main event. And there's a lot of people who are kind of iffy about the outcome of it. But I think it makes perfect sense, because you're trying to elevate the Bullet Club Gold. You're trying to elevate them, correct? And guess what? CM Punk lost his first match. Now, he didn't get pinned. It was my boy Ricky Starks. But there's something going on. Now, I don't know which way we're going after this. I'm not sure. I am not sure. But here's the deal. Keep staying tuned. So I know there's people who don't want nothing to do with this company because CM Punk and them is getting caught up in all that. I just told you, I do not affiliate with all that foolishness right there. But when it comes to what's going on in the ring, that's what I'm paying attention to. That's why I'm still hanging in there. But like I said, I just went in. So for people who want to know where I stand, you heard me. You heard me. This ain't even, I ain't got to hide. This is nothing about hiding nothing. I don't get down with that pedophilia foolishness that they are pushing, because that's exactly what they're pushing. They're trying to push it in these schools, and this stuff is satanic through and through. It's satanic. I don't care what nobody got to say. It's demonic. But see, this is where people who represent the kingdom, we got to step up. If we get ridiculed, if we get persecuted, if we get, outcast, if they don't want to, so be it. At the end of the day, man, I got the Most High backing me up. I'm with him. I'm on Team Elohim, ladies and gentlemen. I'm on Team Elohim. That's the only reason I'm able to do what I do. Listen, I got a passion for wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I come on here and I talk about it. But at the end of the day, because I've seen people say, man, you sound like a preacher. Look, man, look. I don't preach all the time. I don't. And I ask the Lord to forgive me, because I say, Lord, there are so many people I come in contact with every day, and I never ask them, do they know the Lord is a personal savior? Do they know where they're going when they get the heck up out of here? Because see, people just dying and don't even know Jesus. They just living their life any old kind of way. And I say, man, and look, let me tell you something. I ain't perfect, because I say, I be screwing up all the time. But you know what? I thank the Lord that it's his grace and mercy that is keeping me moving forward, because it's been plenty of times in the past where I wanted to give up, where I didn't want to be here no more. I just want to say, call it, but I'm here, ladies and gentlemen. It's only because of the Lord. That's why I do what I do. That's why I'm on here. Okay. So this whole situation, I couldn't just sit back and not say nothing. I wanted to wait until I got a perfect time to come on here and address everybody about the situation. Man, listen, I went on so long. I'm going to do a separate video. I said this is going to be the preview predictions video for the Forbidden Door. That's coming up next. So I just went on this long soliloquy about the CM Punk situation. I know some of y'all are probably like, man, this dude over here. Yes, because I heard everybody give. They acknowledged the problem, but they didn't give a solution. Everybody acknowledged the problem. I don't care who you are in the IWC. Now, there's the ones who are quote-unquote pro-Punk no matter what. You see what I'm saying? But then you got the ones that say, I'm pushing back because I'm saying, what are y'all out here doing? Like, what are y'all out here doing? I told you, it's demonic, ladies and gentlemen. It's demonic through and through. No matter, you can. It's no other way to get around it. And see, first of all, WWE, they let you know every day that they worship the devil. Every day. How many clowns in that company got demonic gimmicks? I mean, every day they tell you they worship the devil. But you don't see nobody talking about it. You don't see nobody going, because they're not going there, ladies and gentlemen. It's because people have gone on to accept it. We've become desensitized so easy. That's just them. That's just them. Oh, ain't no clowning. That's how they move. That's how Vince, H, all of them clowns over there. Now, listen, I know Michaels is a believer. I know Michaels is saved. I think AJ Styles is saved. Those are only two. I don't know about nobody else over there. Maybe Rey Mysterio, but I know for a fact that Michaels and AJ Styles are the two born again believers that work at the E. The rest of them over there, I don't know. I think Montez is, because he always say glory to God all day. He always tweet God is good. But a lot of people think he's saying that because he talk about Bianca. You know. And speaking of them, congratulations to Bianca and Montez for renewing their vows. Excellent. That's great. But I'm coming right back because I got to do a Forbidden Door predictions video. So, but the only reason why this video is so freaking long is because the CM Punk situation. But to the people who think I offended you, look, I'm not here to offend you. I'm just here to tell you the bold-faced truth. At the end of the day, you need Christ. I don't care what race you are. I don't care if you what beliefs is or whatever. You need the Lord. I ain't talking about no freaking religion, so don't come back. Don't come hopping in the dimensions talking about, I ain't about no garbage religion. Get that trash out your mind. Satan runs religion. Religion is why we in this foolishness that we in today. I'm talking about getting a personal relationship with the Most High God. That's the only way. See, all this other crap is going to lead you to the ground. It's going to lead you to hell. Man, I'll talk to y'all cats in a minute. I'll let you boy.